I'm so excited for you to meet Michelle. So Michelle Enjoli is communication strategist, speaker, writer, and a business coach. And we first met Michelle in London last year when she flew over from Atlanta to be part of our event. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing? I'm so excited to see people from all over joining in.
I am excited too. Everywhere in the world. How crazy is that? So, Michelle, I would love to actually introduce you to our audience. And as I was explaining, we have met in person last year when you came to London to be a speaker. And you just shared with us how exciting and thriving female entrepreneurs community is in Atlanta. But I'd love for you to introduce yourself to our guests today and tell us a little bit more about yourself, what you do, and what you're passionate about.
Sure. So hi, everyone. So as Raymundo mentioned, my name is Michelle. And the one thing that I say I'm extremely passionate about is definitely the subject about connecting. So to give you guys a little bit more information about my background, I actually started as a news producer in New York City about 10 to 12 years ago. And one of the things that I love to reference is my first experience with the topic of connecting. So as I was a journalism student, one of my dreams was to be a producer for a show in New York City. And I was pretty much discouraged in college, basically was told you'd have to wait 10 years, travel to different markets in order to achieve your goal. Well, I was always very curious, as I will explain to you guys when we actually have the summit, but I was always talking to different people, always asking questions. And there was one thing that I learned to do at a very young age, which I loved with my family, which was to have coffee. So naturally, that was one of the things that I actually started doing a lot when I started going to school. Well, lo and behold, having a coffee with someone led to another connection, where I actually got my dream job in New York City as a producer while I was still in college. And that's crazy because I did not have a degree yet. But as I progressed and became a producer, I finished college while I was actually working. And every connection, every opportunity that I've gotten since then, including opportunities to have my own business, was actually through connecting with people. And crazily, it was through having cups of coffee. So I said this story when I first met Raymundo at the event last year was I've literally had, probably if I can count, over 2,000 cups of coffee throughout my career with different people. But so basically from that, I've basically been able to achieve my first dream as a producer, work for a lot of different brands. So I actually produced events and things like that for brands like Mercedes-Benz, brands like Delta Airlines. I've worked for ABC, NBC, CBS. I produced segments even for The View, which has been amazing. But so anyway, fast forward to about 5 years ago, I was actually working in another dream job of mine, which was for Mercedes-Benz, producing their commercials. And all of a sudden, a major event happened that, as we all know, the reason why we're meeting virtually today is a reason of how things can quickly change. Well, the company decided to relocate their headquarters from New Jersey to Atlanta, Georgia. This was a huge impact in business. And so in helping the company move their core headquarters from New Jersey to Atlanta, I gained a lot of experience, knowledge, and connections, and realized how important it is to succeed as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a professional, by connecting. Making connections is super vital, important to success of any kind, whether you work for someone or own your own business. So I quickly began to host events as part of Mercedes-Benz and launched a coaching and mentoring business about 1.5 years ago, and also do speaking engagements on the topic. And one of the things that comes up a lot, and a lot of the topics that I speak on and speak about, is how do you connect? Connect is this, word that a lot of people like to use a lot, but I actually have found a way to break it down and actually define it for you. Like, what does connecting actually mean? Yeah. Because if you're not an extrovert, right, and you're an introvert, it could be very scary, right? Because connecting, networking, that sounds really scary. Well, I've defined it in a way where introverts understand what it could mean and use it to their personality, right? Use it to their advantage. So one of the things that you guys will learn is how to connect. What does connect mean? How you can do it. And one of the topics that I'm extremely passionate about, aside from connecting with other people, the most important part is connecting with yourself first. So as women, as entrepreneurs, and Raymunda can be a testament, we have so many different roles, right? Some of us are wives, mothers, right? We potentially own several businesses. Some of us own businesses and also work for someone else. There's a lot of different roles, right? How do you connect with yourself? And how do you start asking yourself the questions that you need so that you can use that to your advantage and take that individual, take whatever you own, or actually take like whatever you've owned, like your experiences, right? The talents that you have. That's what makes you unique. And I will help you and to find out how you can get there, understand what that means, and use that in your business, and how to and use that in order to make connections with different people. So one of the things that connected me to Raymunda was, again, understanding that, okay, I love coffee, I love talking about business, and the way that I connected to Raymunda and found out about the Women in Business Club was understanding that, following certain channels, following certain topics, certain blogs, and I found her name through, I believe it was through LinkedIn, I believe, and then, reached out to her, applied to become a speaker, and reached out to her, and we had our first virtual meeting. So that's one of the things that I'll talk about. What are the specific strategies that you guys can use to connect with other people? Something that I do on a regular basis. Just this week, I've had virtual coffee chats with people in Miami, Chicago, and Los Angeles. People that I have never actually met. So that's another thing that I would love for all of us to become more connected and start understanding how to have those conversations with people, even people that you've never met, because there are key questions, right? Key topics that we all have in common, but that we can all ask of each other and learn from each other. So I'm super, super, super excited to meet you all virtually and to kind of hone down on this topic of what does it mean to connect, how we can do it on a regular basis, and, answer any questions, any challenges, because I know, connecting with other people, just like public speaking, is a huge, huge fear for people. And it's also one of a huge setback for a lot of people. I know amazing professionals, amazing business owners that are talented, right? But they don't know how to connect with others. And so that's one of the things that I hope that I can, shed more light, give you guys some amazing tips, and hopefully connect virtually first, and then hopefully in person one day.
Wow, I love that. And I can see a huge response from our ladies in the chat group. And of course, you ladies are already taking the tips from Michelle and are connecting in the chat box. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to hear your talk, because as you say, having whether in person or virtual coffees has led to many opportunities. And despite us not being able to go out there and have real in-person coffees right now, we can still connect virtually. And like yourself, over the last few months, I've connected with hundreds of women and, spoken on through Zoom to so many women. And it's incredible when you establish that connection with someone and you get into a conversation. You just never know what you're going to find out and how you can support each other and ideas that you can share. So it can lead to many things. So,
yeah, definitely. Because we're all, I always tell there's two parts to connections. And the first thing is we're all connected, right? We all want to succeed. We all want to follow, our passion. We all want to be successful in business and different things like that. That's how we're all connected, right? But then let's use our individuality and our specific talents to help and connect with each other, which I think is the magic of an organization like this, Raymunda, is we're all different, right? We all have, and some of us might even have the same businesses, but we have different talents. We have different expertise. Why not join forces and kind of learn from each other, help each other, because that's what makes a connection truly authentic, is being open, honest, vulnerable, and just honestly helping each other.
Yeah. And if not for that virtual coffee that we had a year ago, You wouldn't have been
Exactly.
in London. We wouldn't have been planning our trip to Atlanta. We probably wouldn't even have this summit right now.
I know. It's amazing, right? What like I don't know, a quick 30 minutes did for us. And it's just, yeah, I've literally, from my experience, and another important thing that I would say is the importance of a topic like this, and a topic that all the ladies will be talking about. Look at the time that we're living in today.
Mm,
Change is happening so quickly now, especially in business, right? I mean, 10, 15 years ago, technology was thriving. There was a lot of things happening. However, it wasn't happening at the pace that it's happening today.
yeah.
And as business owners, we have to learn how to, one, connect, but also, brand ourselves, and also be flexible and agile, right? I mean, look at this. Had you not been agile with online tools, we wouldn't have been able to put this together in such a quick amount of time, because of something so unprecedented happened so quickly. Because I literally felt like the world fell apart in 2 days. We
Yep.
were kind of like, something was happening, but like the world literally fell apart in 2 days. Well, I want to make sure that we're all prepared and connected, and, thriving, that when something else does happen that's unexpected, we can quickly adapt and, and use each other to help each other.
Yeah. So the word thrive has been coming up between our team, and obviously this is what we decided to name our summit as Women Thrive, because we believe that it doesn't matter what the conditions are. If we truly put our heads together, our efforts together, we connect, and we show up for ourselves, our families, our communities, I think we can all thrive. It doesn't matter what conditions are. It doesn't matter whether we have to be working from home and changing the way we do things. I think despite all of that, once we learned a new way, this is unprecedented. This has never happened before. But we all need to find
Hmm.
normality, or find a way through what's going on now, and this new normal that we have right now going on around us. Everyone is experiencing it, so no one is in isolation, so we all have to find a way. And how do we do it? And I believe that through conversations, through discussing topics and ideas, that actually we can all learn from each other, and all of us thrive. There's no such thing as competition when you're trying to learn from each other and push each other on. So that's our sort of community belief, I think.
Yeah. So one of the things, I'll give you guys a sneak peek of one of the things that I love to talk about and end with, is, yes, it's like every single one of us, no matter what our jobs, our businesses, whatever we're going on, we each are authentic and special, right? Because we each have something. Like, all of us were not born in the same place, raised in the same way, have the same talents, right? So we can all be essentially even in the same field, but we all have something unique and special to give. And it's important to build communities like this so that we can leverage each other and, like as you say, as women, thrive.
Yeah, absolutely. So for now, I just want to say thank you, Michelle, and I'd love to
Thank
bring
you.
you as a speaker. Thank you. We'll see you soon, Michelle.
All right. Bye, guys.